Welcome into the Skolcial network. I think this week we might be a little more of the anti-Skolcial network because we don't want to talk to anybody. How are you doing, Brev?
Yeah, the vibes have never been this slow. Like as soon as we're back,
Yeah.
we're all the way gone again.
Yeah. You guys, I'm sure, have kept up with the news, so we won't like bore you breaking down every single story. But obviously, last weekend, um, Sam looked solid in very limited action. The preseason, JJ came in, threw a pick. I will argue it was a good pick to throw because he now knows about corners undercutting routes, something you don't see a ton in college. And then just absolutely balled out. Everything looks great. Find out about knee soreness. Torn meniscus, done for the season, possibly. They said done for the season. I'm sure we'll debate a little more about some of the news thoughts today. Jordan Addison goes down in practice. Seems to be fine, but carted off, so that was scary. The biggest news of the week by far, Thayer Thomas. We still don't know if he's okay.
Yeah,
I will victory lap on my Thayer Thomas hype train that I've been building all offseason.
have it.
Thank you. Well, you gave me credit on Twitter.
Yeah, I did. You deserve it.
I had a very specific agenda, and it
Yeah,
seemed to have paid off in the short
until he
term.
also went down.
Yeah, and then today, finding out Blake Cashman had finger surgery, but apparently the good news is as soon as the stitches heal, he'll be good, and that it's not long term. And then Addison should be back by week 1. Um, Scale of 1 to 10. I don't even know if this is something you could scale. If you were to look at the last 6 weeks as a Vikings fan, could you imagine, like, think of 10 being literally nothing could go worse for a franchise in total within that 10 weeks. 1 being some minor inconveniences, 0 being like everything's great. Where would you put the last 6 weeks?
And relative to like the rest of my Vikings fandom career, you said 10 is like the most.
I would even say compared to just like any professional team, like how much could that is the most that could possibly go wrong in a 6 week period.
That's up there. Um, yeah. I don't know. I
I'd
don't
say
really.
an
It's
8
so hard to put
or a
words
9.
to it.
Yeah.
I would think that honestly, as crazy as it sounds, um, and this is really all. I feel like I'm walking a line here because there's a death involved here with Kyrie. This is definitely one of the most. Like I just feel, but at the same time, I'll say 9. But at the same
Yeah.
time, like McCarthy going down. Addison thankfully isn't that hurt. Like I don't know how much the win total dipped. Like it's not like we went from contenders to like a middling team. We were gonna be a middling team the entire time. So from that aspect, like it's fine really if you think about it. But just the fact that McCarthy is gonna miss out on his entire rookie season of preparation and whatnot, physically at least. Um, and I really hope, really, really hope that they don't do the thing where they bring him back late. Because I just keep him out. Don't, there's no need to do anything drastic like that.
I think we should
Especially,
talk about that.
we could
Yeah, because Mike Florio dropped that today, weirdly
go for
enough,
it though. Yeah.
where the sign will be, I believe it's if they don't put him on IR between now and the roster getting cut down to 53,
Yeah. And
that
I
he could
just,
return.
I just don't see the point in him returning. Like, if he's returning to practice, cool. But thinking of it as like a team success thing, like to win games or whatever, then no. But if it's for him to practice, sure. This year isn't about winning anyway. But
I mostly agree with I think practice is good. I also
it's
I don't
also,
want to say I don't want to say missing reps. Wait, what?
I was gonna say it's a really valuable roster spot too, with the way some of these positions
Yeah,
are lining up.
And I will say, like, obviously, I want him to practice. I'm not as freaked out about him missing time and getting reps because we're not. This isn't a Tim Tebow rookie year situation where we're building a throwing motion and pretty much every fundamental from the ground up. There's footwork that's been tweaked and is still being tweaked. And once he can bear weight on his foot, he can still go toss the ball around in very small, low impact, low speed drills and work on, pointing his foot and things like that. I think most of what he needs to do is understand NFL defenses and how to take advantage of them through Kevin O'Connell's offense. He'll still be able to learn that. Um, I would like him to come back if he is able to, fully 100% and practice. I also don't think the team would intentionally say that they're willing to lose games for a draft pick.
No.
I think if he comes back and can play and does practice, I think positively for this team in that situation where we have been eliminated from the playoffs, it's better long term to maybe lose a draft spot or two and have him come play if healthy. Again, we're not talking about a rush back situation and show signs of what could come. Because then even though you end the season not where you want to be, you're riding momentum into next year. I think there's maybe a 5 to 10% chance that happens if he doesn't get put on IR before the cuts. Then I'd say I would put it anywhere from like 40 to 50%. If he does, then obviously it's zero. But I'm not completely opposed to him playing if the team is 1,000,000% confident he's healthy, because I think even if you win some games, lose draft position, that's a very positive way to end the season with promise for next year.
Yeah, and the I guess that I've seen the recovery process of this injury is 4 to 6 months. 4 to 6 months is December to February from now. So
He could come back
um,
for the Super Bowl.
he could. Um, that would be. Can you imagine if we got to a Super Bowl and then they sat Sam Darnold, or it'd probably be Jaron Hall leading us to the Super Bowl, and then they
Are we
sat
really
Jaron
doing
Hall.
this?
Yeah, no, God, Jaron Hall sucks. Yeah, no, I don't know. I get the riding momentum thing, but uh, I'm on the record for saying I didn't want him to play to begin with. But then, of course, hearing all the good things out of camp, and then he tears up preseason week 1, I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of want to see him play his rookie year now. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I know they're gonna do what's best for the future. Um, it would be nice to see your rookie quarterback that you're building the rest of the next decade, 2 decades
Yeah.
around. I'd like to see him soon, but
I'm not expecting it. I'm rooting for it because that means he's doing well, because I do not see a situation in which this team rushes him out there early, because either we suck and there's no benefit, or we're already doing well and there's no benefit in rushing him out there if he's not ready. I think it would only happen if he truly is ready. So yeah, I'd love to see that. I also think though, because some people will already be like, why would you possibly put him in if Darnold's going to lose us games at that point? Just embrace it, get the better draft pick, trade a haul or get a haul and trade the first pick, which some people think we'll get the first pick. I don't think that's going to happen.
that's
But remember, next year isn't about the draft for us. It's about free agency. And free agents, they're going to look at the available money that they can get. They're going to look at the NFL player or the NFLPA card to an extent. People do care about like going to a place that actually like is a good environment. Shockingly, but they're also gonna like look at where's the team, right? So it's very different to be like, oh, this team totally sucked this year, but next year they have a new quarterback I've never seen who's basically a rookie. Do I really want to tie myself to that? To hey, they struggled for most of the year, but their rookie got healthy, had a couple great games, and looked really promising. Because that's a way different ship to hop on than just a complete who knows situation based off a few quarters of preseason play.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see. I mean, the whole year anyway. Again, was for Sam Darnold. It's about Sam Darnold trying to get a job after this year. So it's it's interesting to see what this is going to do for Darnold from the Vikings perspective. Like, I'm not saying they're going to re-sign him to some crazy contract, but like,
I
if
don't
they're
think they bring
not,
him back.
no, if they're not super confident in McCarthy's recovery, which again, I don't think that's going to happen. It's like, okay, let's bring him back on a $15 million deal. I don't know.
Yeah. I will say I am intentionally wearing the JJ McCarthy franchise shirt I was gifted after the draft. I was a little sad about it, wanted to like fold it up, not look at it for a year. But then Kevin O'Connell did say yesterday, it sucks, basically. It's unfortunate, but I can sleep easy at night knowing that we do have our franchise quarterback in the building. And so
Who would
to
have thought?
respect, yeah, to respect what he said, um, we're gonna rep this. And I'm gonna rep my McCarthy jersey in New York this weekend because I will appreciate free drinks from Sympathy, and I'll take what I can get out of the sad NFL fan card. But as all of this is happening, we do have a football game this week, one that I'm significantly less excited for than I was 5 days ago. When we talk about this weekend, do you think Darnold plays more, less, or about the same, given the very clear fact he's QB1 now?
I could see him playing a drive again, but I think there's going to be a lot of Jaron Hall, Nick Mullins, and that kind of goes without saying, I guess. But looking at Sam Darnold individually, I don't. You can't be scared to play your players because somebody got injured playing the game of football. But like, it's preseason week 2. Darnold is your 1-1. Um, I would completely understand not playing him whatsoever. But I think reps are hyper valuable in game situation. Even though it's just the preseason,
Oh,
reps
I agree.
are very very important. So I would be cool with seeing Darnold play a drive or two. Again, he's going to be going against Vanilla D, so it doesn't it doesn't matter in that regard, I guess, because he's just going to be playing shell cover 3s and 4s. But uh,
Well, I
God,
mean,
this sucks. I hate this. This sucks. You know, do you know how hard it is to do this right now? And I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people out there.
oh, I
This
know. Yeah,
this sucks. This sucks a
this is
lot.
awful.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sitting here. My
I
meniscus is intact, and this sucks. And I had totally have a right to complain.
I want Darnold to play a quarter because
I understand that. Yeah.
he seemed to have started to do well in camp once he kind of figured out some of the complexities of Brian Flores' defense. I'm not reading too much into like a joint practice, but I am a little bit in the sense that like yesterday apparently he was 1 for 12 at one point. He looked strong today and then threw 3 incompletions to JJ and then an interception in I think it was a red zone, a 2-minute drill. Um, like that concerns me a little, the inconsistency. So I know you kind of joke about the vanilla defense, but like he is against that same defense and has not been doing well against it. You are so laggy on my end. I don't know if you're seeing it. I don't know if the video will show it, but you're lagging like crazy. But I can see your face. That's all that matters.
What does it look like for you? Because it's
You just
perfect.
freeze. You're in the middle of something, and it'll just freeze, and you got the blur going on.
Oh.
I mean,
Um,
our audio isn't delayed, which is the main thing.
well, StreamYard has a thing. Editor's note: StreamYard has a thing anyway where it can download like the native video, so it won't be a problem for the viewers. So I guess as long as we have audio.
You can figure that out.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Um, yeah, I want Darnold to play a quarter. I think he's just got to get more time. I don't see the harm in it. Yo, what if he gets hurt? Oh no. You mean we get to go into every football game with a chance to score 40 points and watch Nick Mullins throw 6 interceptions and just hope the ball ultimately falls our way one more time than the other and we win?
I
That
would
sounds awful.
I would look forward to Nick Mullins' ball so much. It's so awesome.
It is it is look, if we're already feeling negative about this season, I would be 100% down for Nick Mullins ball. I'd say you have a 50% chance of winning every week. Um and it will be fun as hell doing it. But in all seriousness, who knows? Maybe Darnold can do the same thing. But
Good.
yeah, I think he needs to play. I think he's got to get the reps. I don't think him being the starter is a reason just to preserve him, in my opinion. I think
Yeah.
it's more important that he actually, because now it's not, oh, you're the likely starter in week one. It's you're going to be the guy all year unless shit hits the fan. You have to be prepared.
Yeah. And you have to look at it too. Like we're talking about Sam Darnold. Like there's an
Yeah.
expectation thing there. I'm not expecting Sam Darnold to go out and be like this ultra protected quarterback one. You want to protect your QB one in the sense that he's your QB one, but like we're talking about Sam Darnold. This is the 35th or 36th best quarterback in the league. He is very replaceable. Some would argue that there is a quarterback on this roster that maybe should have gotten the bridge option over Sam Darnold, but it's
Jaron Hall. Yeah.
yeah. That you're so smart. Um, yeah. No, I don't. I'd be fine with him playing a quarter. Like I said, you can't be scared of because an injury happened in the game of football.
Man, I saw some crazy conspiracies about the JJ knee situation as soon as it happened because there wasn't a specific play. Some people think he had it since Michigan, and that's why he wanted his signing bonus up front. Like, just theory after theory on Twitter.
People are so creative.
Yeah, everybody's so creative. That's like one of my favorite TikTok
Yeah.
series. Um, I I think it was probably on the scramble play where he kind of bounced off a couple guys under or in the pocket and then ran up the field and then dove and landed on his right knee.
Mhm.
That could have been it.
It could have been.
Just my guess.
An injury like that, it's kind of hard to. And I don't even know. We will probably never know when he tore it. He probably doesn't even know when he tore it. So like,
Yeah.
it's one of those injuries that he could have. And I'm not blaming him, obviously, but his footwork is still a work in progress. It could have been something where he just planted weird and a little that happens,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's how a meniscus works. It's just a plant
Yeah.
weird and then a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
a scientific explanation, right?
I didn't know what a meniscus was like 5 years ago. So.
That's fair. I always got it confused with MCL. So,
Mhm.
um, defense. Let's talk about a little bit of a review of last week's game. And because you had mentioned the importance of that 53rd spot, which I do not disagree with. Do we have like some stud late undrafted defensive rookie linemen? Like, do you think Bo Richter and the the Gene Man himself, Levi Drake Rodriguez, could end up actually making the 53 and playing impactful football this year?
I could definitely see LDR making it just because of the interior defensive line is so weak. I think Bo Richter would maybe be on the outside looking in, but he definitely impressed. I didn't, me, the film junkie, didn't watch Bo Richter's. I watched some of Bo Richter, but I only saw it while I was chopping up and editing the film of Levi Drake Rodriguez, which you can actually go watch every snap that Levi Drake Rodriguez played on Vikes now right now. I did that.
Real quick, that Jaron Hall video.
Banger.
Is that the most viewed video in channel history?
I think it's second because the Thor video had like 10K. It's second or third, and I couldn't monetize it because I didn't mute the video, so it got copyrighted. We didn't get a strike, but like it just auto copyrighted it, and we would have made like $40 off that video.
Bro, that's
Whoops.
like that's like Chipotle with guac,
Yeah,
bro. What are you
it's
doing
like
over here?
$7 after we split it all up.
Amateur,
My bad.
amateur hour over here. What are
But
we
yeah,
doing?
I think LDR, and again, it's only preseason week one. There was a lot of times where he wasn't a factor in a play, but I mean, he's not going to be a factor every play. But Levi
Yeah.
Drake Rodriguez looked very good, had some nice moments of penetration. Pause. And Bo Richter seemed to be reckoning a bit. Bo Richter would outside looking in just because of the deepness
You give
of.
him a practice squad spot though, right? Like you keep a guy like that in your
Oh yeah, no,
farm system,
oh yeah,
so to speak.
you don't let go of him. You give him, and again, it's preseason week one, and I didn't go to camp and watch him or whatnot, but I give him a spot over Andre Carter just based off that game.
Well, Andre Carter had an interception today. I think it might have been a pick six.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, yay!
I don't know. Here's the thing. New theory. Quasi, just trade all your first through like 6 round picks
Yeah.
and just accumulate as many seventh round picks as you can and as many undrafted free agents as you can. Seems to be the move.
God knows
Seems to be our
he
talent
doesn't
pool.
he doesn't like second or third round picks for sure. That's very obvious.
Yeah, I think LDR. I had posted something on Twitter about the fact that if he play, I think he played 25 snaps. The fact that I don't know when this picture was taken, but his helmet was already the paint was completely scuffed, and he was
Oh yeah.
seeping sweat through his jersey. In an indoor stadium.
Just because
I
he's a big guy, like it's not just because he's like a sweater. He's
no,
a guy. He was going and watching the film. He was high motor. Like it was
I
awesome.
want him to make the 50 through. Like he has
Mhm.
everything I'm looking for in just to give me a guy who the odds are against him. He wasn't even on most teams like prospect boards and can just see what type of freak of nature he could become physically and just let him go. I want to see what happens there. I
I
mean, it's worth a shot.
So ESPN has like their big board and whatnot, and 200 something players get drafted every year.
I think it was in
He's
the 700s, wasn't he?
he was down there. He was multiple hundred behind 260 or whatever. Prospect X.
Dude. Yeah. Oh man.
And Bo Richter was a guy because when you like watch
Here's
film,
a guy.
yeah, I'm new to watching film and like looking at one player, newer to it. But like you watch this one player, when you notice other players around him, like Bo Richter, I noticed when he was on the field. Andre Carter forgot he was on the Vikings, to be honest, until I saw him. Oh, there's him getting pushed out of the play. But yeah, Bo Richter, just because of how deep the edge room is, he would have a tougher time making the roster. But Andre Carter's play has not been inspiring, and apparently Gabriel Murphy is an injury concern at the moment. So
Dwight McGlothern also had a or I think it was a pick six. The video just came up on my Twitter. I've opened. Yeah, pick six.
nice. I like Dwight.
Yeah. I. Oh man. It. It's hard to be like super excited and like passionate about anything right now. Like you really like this week and really this last month and a half have just been a kick in the teeth after kick in the teeth.
It is.
Um, but I pointed that out on Twitter. Somebody's like, you must be new here. You must not remember Teddy." And I'm like, what part did you miss about the last 6 weeks, not
Yeah.
just this quarterback injury?
I
Like,
was I was gonna ask you like, are you lower now or were you lower when Teddy got hurt? Because of course, like the last 6 weeks is more than what happened to Teddy. But like Teddy was just
I
so
think I'm lower now because of the scope of everything. I also have more faith in JJ than I did in Teddy. I liked Teddy, but we're talking about the highest drafted quarterback in franchise history versus a guy we traded into the last pick of the first round to get. And
Mhm.
also, I will be fully just, I was, what was it? That was 2012, 13 draft.
Teddy.
2014 draft. 2014 draft. It was
2014.
10 years ago exactly. Yeah.
Oh
I
my God,
would have
that's 10
been
years ago.
I
Oh,
was a stupid 22-year-old who wanted Johnny Manziel. I'll just be honest. I
I was a stupid 15-year-old that wanted Johnny Manziel.
it like I it just it seemed fun. But I think with Teddy, kind of that stream of information that came in where Teddy Bridgewater's hurt and it looks bad, to videos of the ambulance leaving TCO and be or not TCO in Egan. No,
Mm-hmm.
not Egan. Where
Just
were we at? Mankato.
Mankato.
Mankato. And just realizing like, oh, that's like really bad. To like that afternoon, people being like, yes, like players were throwing up. That was a torn meniscus is different, right?
Mhm.
Like that was just such a specific gruesome injury that you're like, holy crap. And then the next day it's like, we traded our first round pick for Sam Bradford. And you're like, oh, this is a new exciting thing. That sounds really stupid, but could be fun. So it was easier to get distracted. It wasn't this straight like shitstorm.
15 year or no was that would be like 17-year-old me when Teddy went down. Was like I want Michael Vick so bad. After,
I wanted him too. Yeah, it
but
was my first day of my senior year of college.
if that Sam Bradford trade happened with my understanding, my more understanding now at least of the NFL, and we did that, like if I had the knowledge that I have now, I would be like, what are we doing? I would have been
Who would that
so
be?
pissed off.
Who
It
would
was
that be now?
the Eagles drafted Derek Barnett, who had
No, no,
a
no. I'm saying who if say we made it hypothetically. Say we traded a first round pick for a veteran QB now.
like who's Sam Bradford now?
Who's Sam Bradford now? Russell
Derek
Wilson?
Derek Carr was the
Derek
first one that
Derek
came
Carr?
up. Because Sam Bradford was still, he wasn't young, but like he had only
He
been
was
in the
like
league.
28, 29
He'd been in
probably.
the league 5 years because he got drafted in 2010. So that would be 2019 draft. That would kind of, oh my god, that would almost be Zach Wilson. No, not Zach Wilson. Sam Bradford's better than Zach Wilson.
Maybe take age out of it. No, I think Russell Wilson's better because Russell Wilson has accolades. Um,
I think
yeah,
Derek.
I'd probably say Derek Carr.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
very loose comparison, obviously.
very. I don't know Bradford, but here's the thing though: is Bradford was such a better quarterback than Carr ever has been when healthy. Those games with healthy Bradford were some of the most fun games of Vikings football I've
Yeah,
ever watched.
when you look at Bradford's peak, like it was such a short peak that that sounds ridiculous to say because Derek Carr had like two really good years, but like
Yeah,
Sam Bradford in the short like that 2017 Saints game, ugh,
yeah, and that
ugh.
home, that U.S. Bank inaugural game against the Packers.
Trey Wayne interception to seal it. That's like Trey Wayne. Trey Wayne's.
Are we being
We're
like
doing
are we getting nostalgia for the Zimmer era?
um
Oh God.
yeah, we
What
are.
is happening?
That's unfortunate. Or is it the Zimmer era or the Spielman era?
No, that was the Zimmer era specifically because you had a couple other Spielman years before Zim.
Oh yeah.
And no one really is too nostalgic about anything. I think other than 2012. I think Spielman was steering the ship then.
Yeah, that 2015 to like 2019, like especially early round drafting from Rick Spielman, just atrocious.
Real
Other like,
bummer. Real
yeah.
bummer. Moritz Barringer didn't work out, man.
Ugh, boy, I miss. Oh, Trey Wayne was 2015. We didn't have a
Who
2017.
was?
Dalvin Cook
Hold
was
on.
the second round 2017.
I think it was the 2016 draft where we had Willie Beavers.
Yeah, I think 2016 was his really bad one. I know Garrett Bradbury's our 2018 first round. Mike Hughes was 2019.
Let's look at 20. I think it's 2016. Laquan Treadwell,
Yeah,
Mac Alexander,
how did
who was I debatably the best pick in that draft. Willie Beavers in the fourth round. Kentrell Brothers, Moritz Boringer, David Morgan, Weatherly, and then J-Ron Curse, both in the seventh.
yeah, Jaron Curser.
Or
Jaron Curse in terms of like everything he's done,
longevity.
probably the best
He's
pick.
still. I think he's still around now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's.
Isn't he in Dallas?
I think he's still in Dallas. Yeah. Remember when
Oh
he did the
God!
skull chant on us in 2022 with Dallas?
Stop talking about that, man.
I will defend Rick on the
Don't
Quan
remind
Treadwell.
me of that game.
I'm going to defend Rick on the Quan Treadwell. Laquan Treadwell should have panned out. I don't understand.
Yeah, I compare him to. Well, I don't know stylistically, but I really wanted Justin Blackman when he was available
Justin
as a
Blackman
draft
was
pick.
dog. He's just an idiot.
Yeah, kind of how it works. What are?
Jordan Addison.
Hey, you finally called him a dog. That's actually the nicest thing you've ever said about Jordan Addison on this podcast. Yeah,
No,
that is
I've
actually the
said
nicest. That he's a dog, but he's an idiot. In
I've said
quotations, is the nicest thing that you've
time and
said.
time again, Jordan Addison's a good wide receiver
Uh,
because he is.
We'll see. We'll see what happens this year. I'm very. I don't want to say optimistic. We'll just see. Who are your players to watch offense, defense this weekend? Anyone who's healthy.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to watch this game at all. Uh,
I got invited to a pub, a Vikings pub in Times Square, to watch this game before the JJ injury was
uh,
announced.
uh,
And now I'm going to watch Sam Bradford and have to be like, thanks for having me, Jack Doyles. Jack Doyles, if you're in New York City during a Vikings game, I went and watched the game there 6, 7 years ago. Actually, it was during the 2017 season, so 7 years ago. Incredible place, lovely people. I'm just not excited for Darnold preseason ball.
no. I guess defense. Uh, I want to see if Levi Drake Rodriguez and Bo Richter can continue. I mean, that's the
I
easy.
said one person.
Oh, sorry. You can have three people. You can have more than me.
There's no one left.
No.
I really want to see how Cam Bynum does in 0 to 2 snaps.
There you go. Layup.
I don't know. Yeah, LDR, Bo Richter are the easy picks. I think McLovin. I do want to see what Andre Carter does because he seems to have had a good week of joint practices. I'm just in a whole other than uh Ivan Pace, who's already secured his spot and his title on this team. Just a lot of the undrafted and late round talent Quasey's acquired over the last couple of years. I know his drafting is a little bit debatable, but it seems like maybe, you know what? It's actually Flores. It's actually 100% Flores because I'm noticing the timing. Flores has found some gems with Quasey in the late rounds and undrafted free agent period of the draft last couple years. I want to see how those guys do. So LDR, Bo Richter, Andre Carter, mainly being the ones I'm keeping an eye on.
Yeah, I do. Side note, want to see how Ty Chandler does. For some reason, just like I know he had a couple good runs when McCarthy came in, but like he wasn't looking too hot in that first drive. But
Yeah,
that's nitpicking.
he was too
Uh,
distracted by Darnold's
yeah,
freaking
super weird.
amazing cake in his face. Yeah.
Yeah, what? Okay.
See, I
Well,
have to throw you off
yeah, I
occasionally.
know that you gotta keep me. Yeah, that one actually kind of threw me.
Yeah, because you
Um,
throw me off at least 2 to 3 times an episode, and I try to sneak in one every 3 to 4.
yeah, you do throw me off, but I wish you'd throw it back on me. I want to see if Tristan Jackson can continue what he was doing with his McCarthy magic, but the magic is dead and gone until next year. But
That
so
tees me up with an easy response, Jalen Naylor, because one of them, I is Brandon Powell gonna have a roster spot by the time
yeah, I
this
saw.
camp is over?
Wasn't there a report that like Brandon Powell is very clearly right now wide receiver three? Somebody reported that. It wasn't a fake report.
But I just, I
I don't understand how either, but like I can't say anything because I'm not at camp, so I don't know.
it's not a skill thing. It's just what do you want in your wide receiver? Like if the goal is just to work him out of the slot the entire time, sure. But both Jalen Naylor and Tristan Jackson, but especially Naylor, have looked really impressive and have more traditional builds of what you'd want in a wide receiver. Because neither JJ nor Addison are huge. So like you
Mhm.
have to get even if the wide receiver three is a comparable size, it's still better than somebody being 5'8". And that comes from me, and I'm 5'7", so 5'8", big, tall, giant man. But I just, I, I don't know. I'm not like anti Brandon Powell. I think Naylor and Jackson are potentially higher ceiling players.
Yeah, Brandon Powell doesn't move. Not that Naylor or they definitely have a higher ceiling, so I don't want to pretend like they're needle movers completely, and Brandon Powell isn't. But Powell just isn't a needle mover. Like, oh, but he made some decent plays for us last year. Yeah, he had to.
Who
Like,
is
there's
Brandon
no
Powell? Brandon Powell is he
slight.
even Jarius Wright?
He's slightly better KJ Osborne. He's more
Hey,
versatile
hold
KJ.
on. No, hold on. KJ, I know KJ's first year, he did nothing. I know KJ's last year, he did nothing. But the 2 years in the middle, he did quite a bit.
He sucks. I
Okay,
will not. I will
well,
not have him being complimented. I'm sorry.
I think statistically and game winning catches, he's done more than Brandon Powell ever has.
Oh, I mean, yeah, technically he has, but the way, yeah, yeah, but if you
I
and
mean, if
I
you're being literal about it, yeah, he's a better, more productive player, but no.
showing up in bigger spots, sure, I guess, but KJ Osborne was so inconsistent, it pissed me off to watch him on the field.
That's inconsistent, makes sense, but
Half his
okay.
production came in like 5 games.
I'd say Brandon Powell's like a Jarius Wright.
I think that's
He's just
disrespectful, Jerry's right, but I think that's nostalgia talking too, so don't take me too
if
seriously.
you think that's me being disrespectful to Jarius Wright, how disrespectful are you being to KJ Osborne?
KJ Osborne shouldn't be mentioned in the same conversation as Jarius Wright, to be
Well,
honest.
look at their jerseys and tell me.
Yeah, it's a disrespect to the number 17. Dude, KJ Osborne sucked. I'm sorry. Like, great guy, happy he saved somebody's life, but he sucked. Rick Sosa was right. And I hate admitting that, but he was right. I don't care that he caught a game-winning overtime pass against the Carolina Panthers. So I don't. I don't care that he put up 100 yards when we were down 30.
Bro, I thought you hated Hawkinson and I thought you hated Addison.
No,
This is a new layer of
he
disdain
sucked.
that I have
Oh
uncovered.
boy, KJ Osborne had 130 yards against the Indianapolis Colts. Oh, what are these
I
7
met I
games where
met
he
his
had
aunt
20
and
yards?
uncle in the downtown Minneapolis Target and they were
Sure, they're great
lovely
people.
people
Sure, they're
and I
great people.
wish KJ and his family nothing but the best.
Oh, KJ Osborne is probably a great person. He sucks. Okay, it's a bit now. KJ Osborne did great things for the Minnesota Vikings. I agree that we should not have paid him.
I yes.
Inconsistent on the field. I'll leave it at that. Uh, you can go search KJ Osborne on my Twitter and
Are
see
we
him.
gonna are we gonna have to like just make the title of this episode because I think it's the most consistent thing we've freaking talked about is
Well,
Brev's thoughts on former Vikings wide receiver KJ Osborne?
I don't want KJ Osborne to retweet it and be like, "What this clown talking about?" and he gets 3,000 likes because he's an NFL player. Like that would happen.
Oh
But
my god.
if
That's
you
a
want to
highlight.
know, if you want to know the real facts, go on my Twitter and search Osborne. He's like Gabe
Anyways,
Davis. Oh, Gabe Davis is good. No, he's not. Gabe Davis fucking sucks. Sorry.
all right, just click the button when you upload.
Yep.
Just remember. You
Yeah.
can
Well,
yeah.
am I
Don't
uploading this tonight, by the way?
well, spoiler, it is Thursday night, but I believe we're gonna upload this Friday morning.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. I will be
Yeah, tell him
getting
where you're
the
gonna be. Tell him. Go ahead.
well, Brev, it's not for lack of effort. Also, you were joking about no. Bring your face back here. You were joking in the group chat about Madden Ultimate Team, right? You were joking about paying $500 on MUT cards, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because that would be for you to like, kind of white knight yourself a little bit and being like, oh, you can take someone else to New York because I have to fix my car.
Yeah.
And then I just can't go to New York and then be like, oh, virtual Madden cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get. Did you get the Diamond Platinum Mahomes? Did
No,
you pull what you were looking
that's
for?
not out yet, dude. I haven't spent a coin on Madden yet. Uh,
I
Actually, no. Okay, so this is what happened. So I bought Madden with cash through an Xbox gift card because I just had like cash in my wallet that I don't use because I don't really use cash. And you know how like
sounds like money laundering.
if you use cash, it feels like since it's not coming out of your bank account, it's just free money.
Yeah,
So
it's boy math.
I went to
That's how I feel with a credit card.
yeah, I went
Yeah.
to Sheets. Shout out to my East Coasters. And I bought an Xbox gift card. Can I get $80 on this, please? And she was like, yeah. And so then I went home and I bought Madden, but they were only charging me $50 for it because I spent full price on college football, and they have a bundle. So there's like, oh, you just have the Ultimate Edition for $50. So it's like, oh, but I put okay, I put 80 on the Xbox card, so I had $30 left over. So I spent that on packs.
Okay. That's a lot better than the $500 comment you made
Yeah.
where I did not reply to my reply. I
What did you?
being a smart human being, um, have Xbox Game Pass and bought college football knowing what I saw was impressive, and I'm just currently playing the 10-hour trial through Game Pass and EA Play, and it is not good.
Madden?
Not sold yet. I cannot believe a game from 2004 is still so much better.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's it is not only the Maddens from like Madden '04 through Madden '06, but NFL 2K5 particularly
Oh
is
my god, best sports game ever made.
hands down. Hands down.
Down.
And it's anyways, I'm gonna yeah. I was also a little mad because I imported my Road to Glory running back and got drafted by the Cowboys, so maybe that's souring the experience a little bit.
Beat Zeke.
I'm not Zeke.
Oh, well, I know. I just thought Cowboys running back, and I'm 24. So, shout out to Felix Jones.
Yeah, and
My
Darren McFadden also. No, wait,
Darren.
he was on the Raiders.
No,
Or no, he was on the Cowboys
he
too.
went to the Cowboys after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Marion Barber as well. I rest in peace. I think actually.
I don't know if that's
He's dead.
is that a
No,
thing?
he died.
Really?
I'm pretty sure
Oh
he
my
died
god.
in the last couple of years. Yeah, look that up.
Oh,
God, I hope I'm not a piece of shit, please.
well, I feel bad that I don't think that happened, did it?
I really hope he's alive. I know Cedric Benson died for sure. Marion Barber, I think, also died.
You know what?
Dude, if Marion Barber's alive and well,
You
I'm
know, he actually did pass away.
yeah.
I completely forgot about that. That threw me off so much when you said that
Yeah.
because I had completely forgotten about
Let
that.
me
Now
be
I'm the
clear.
horrible person.
Let me be clear. I wish I was wrong, by the way.
No, yeah, Marion Barber, he was there for so much of
Mhm.
what he played early mid 2000s into
Mhm.
like 2015, 2016. He was there forever.
Mid to late 2000s, thank you. Oh,
When was he there?
also, my car
He
is
was
running.
drafted in 2005.
Yeah. My car is working very well now, thank you. My engine doesn't overheat when I stop at a stoplight anymore.
Well, that's good. You
So
kind of don't want your car catching on fire.
yeah, $700 later.
Well, that was a very depressing way to end this episode, is us realizing that that happened. So great job
Yeah,
adding that in
I
when I
think my
didn't remember that happened.
I think my car working is a very good thing.
Yeah, yeah. I wish it worked already.
That would have been really optimal.
That would have been
Actually,
ideal. Yeah,
believe you me.
it would have been ideal.
Believe you.
I will end by saying Will Reichard,
Mm.
and that's pretty much all I have to say.
Right down the middle, walk off Willie.
Walk off Willie? Did you make that up or was that going around? Because I was at a wedding just watching what I could watch.
I made it up.
Who made it up? Who'd you steal it from?
It was me.
That does not sound like the confidence of a man who
Definitely,
did not steal.
definitely not the Vikings Twitter page themselves. I
Oh, they called
can't.
him Walk Off Willie? That's awesome.
Yeah, I
I didn't
can't.
see that one.
I did right down the middle.
You guys know things are derailing when this is how we end our second preseason episode.
Yeah, this season's gonna.
This is awful.
Yeah.
Hey, good news. As our friend South Spice said on Twitter, worst case scenario, tickets are $10.
True. And worst case scenario, there's always next year.
I can't wait.
Okay.
It's sad that we have to think about that already, but I'm literally already thinking of next season. Hopefully, I mean, here's the thing. Like I said from the jump, if Sam Darnold comes in and throws for 350 yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns against the Giants and Aaron Jones scores 1 or 2 times, suddenly I'm claiming a Super Bowl victory. Just because that's how I work.
Imagine JJ McCarthy coming back onto the field next year. Oh, tweet idea. You can't. I'm not saying it. You can't steal it. It's mine.
That wasn't even a good tweet.
No, you don't know the tweet idea. You'll see it.
Okay. Well, I can't steal what I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully better times ahead. Whether you need distraction from the Vikings news or a place to vent, feel free to send us any thoughts you guys have in the YouTube comments or on the Skolcial Network Twitter page. But other than that, we will see you guys next week. Remember, use code BREV or code JasonH on SeatGeek to save $20 off your first purchase. You may get some really good deals on Vikings games this year, so keep that in mind.
I go for free.
Hey, I can give advice on that. We'll see you guys next week.